So I want to go and cover a recap over some of the things we already talked about in order for us to understand the significance of Pope Francis' role in end-time Bible prophecy. I want to show what we really need to look forward to in hopes that you understand that these are the times that every person who's a Christian need to read the book of Revelation. So let's cover this again. So Revelation 17:11 points to Pope Francis' fulfillment when he became the new pope. And you watch my previous videos here that will show you exactly how that came to be. I show you verse by verse by verse by verse by verse that leads all the way to his election as being the new pope. That being said, since we see that Pope Francis is the eighth king, the beast of the sea, the false prophet, what is his ultimate role? What is his position in place in all this prophecy that's going to happen? Well, the first thing we need to first understand, and it's hard for a lot of prophecy students to work past this, is that we are watching the pages of Revelation 17 happen right before our eyes. And a lot of prophecy students find this hard to believe because traditionally we all been taught that chapter 1 happens, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, and so on and so forth. But they're looking at it from a human point of view. The problem is that the whole book of Revelation is a book of prophecy. Unless God tells us the first seal, the second seal, the third seal, unless God gives us chronological order with numerical values next to the events, prophecy can happen in any order God sees fit. And this has been proven in Jesus. Think of all the prophecies that pertain to Messiah's first coming. Now, look at the order in which Jesus fulfilled those prophecies. Can you say that every prophecy that Jesus fulfilled happened in chronological order? In other words, the order in which the prophets gave. So whatever order the prophets gave it, it happened in that sequence? No, the prophecies happened in and out of order. They were all over the place. What some prophets said first, Jesus fulfilled last. What some prophets said last, Jesus fulfilled first. So that gives us the baseline to understand that God can fulfill prophecy in any order he sees fit. That being said, when we're looking at Revelation 17, we're seeing it happen in that chapter. The sequence of events is happening in that chapter. But in terms of looking at the chapters as a whole, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, and so forth, looking at that as the means of understanding the sequence of events, you do not want to do it unless it says the first, the second, the third, the fourth, etc. But going back to 17, the next thing we need to look for is Queen Margaret of Denmark to be replaced by a king, because she's the 10th king of the 10th monarchs. She's the 10th monarch of the 10 monarchs in Europe. The 9th was fulfilled when Queen Elizabeth passed away and King Charles became the king, making him the 9th king of the 10 king prophecies. But once that happens, these 10 monarchs of Europe, which previously, I'm going to show you again, which was previously the East-West Roman Empire, present-day Europe. And now we see that once these 10 kings come, it says they receive authority and for 1 hour as kings with the beast. Because right now, parliaments, their parliaments control the military. Their prime minister control the military. So the royals are more or less figureheads. But here, something's going to happen where they're going to get power and authority back. Power and authority be given back to them. That power and authority will be given back to Pope Francis. Now, what you understand in looking at this, we see that Pope Francis will be the most powerful man on the planet. In Revelation 13, somewhere where they respond to his military might, they say, who can make war against him? Because every prime minister and president has the military might of one nation. This guy will have the military might of 10 nations behind him, in which he'll then give it to the Antichrist to go conquering the conquered. But here's what's interesting. The end of the chapter, chapter 17, talks about how the harlot will be devoured and destroyed by the beast. Now, we see that the harlot in verse 16 says the beast will make her desolate. We're talking about the harlot. The beast will make her desolate, naked, burn her, eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. All that to say, since I showed you in the previous video, watch this video here that pops up, this video, it shows you that the harlot is the Vatican, and it says the beast, since we previously started, the beast is Pope Francis. So you see the beast right here is Pope Francis. And it says here, Revelation 17, the beast of the sea that was not, is also not, the beast of the sea that was and is not, is himself also the eighth. So you see that the beast is a person, which we know is to be Pope Francis. So that's where we clearly know. And since we understand that Pope Francis is the beast, and the very last verse of chapter 17 tells you that the harlot is a city, which is the Vatican. I showed that in a previous video. We see that the prophecy to look forward to is that the beast, Pope Francis, harlot is Vatican, which interprets that since the beast will destroy the harlot, we understand that Pope Francis will destroy the Vatican with the power of the 10 kings. That is the prophecy we're looking for, and that's what's built up to all of this. So I hope this provides clarity so you to see what the end game is. What is this all leading to? It's for the destruction of the Vatican. That's what this is all about. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to giving you more.